Find a spot that isn't blasting into sun. I'm not sure I'll be able to do that today. How nice, the treat. So easy cross-legged pose. And close your eyes. Just take a few nice, deep sighing breaths where you set aside everything else. So deep inhalation through your nostrils and a real sort of sigh and let go exhalation through your mouth. And feel that breath in your body. So as you breathe in, feel that you're filling up, feel that you're expanding, you're stretching, you're raising the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, think of deflating like a balloon and let your shoulders go, let your head drop, let your back round if it needs to, and just empty every single last bit of breath out. And inhaling, lifting, expanding, paying attention to the sides of your body, taking your rib cage out to the sides as you make space. And as you exhale, really letting go, feeling like you are setting everything else aside. You're taking this time for yourself, breathing in and out at your own pace. So start to try and lengthen your out breath, slowing down the out breath and not shortening your in breath. Now with your eyes closed, imagine your surroundings. Just picture what's around you. And then bring your attention a little closer to the floor and the space around you. And then bring your attention to yourself. Think about how you're feeling today at this point in your day. And just acknowledge any things that you need to take a break from, that you'd like to set aside, and bundle them up and put them outside the door or next door, or outside, wherever it is, far enough away that it's not going to bother you. And know that this practice is just for you, and it's for any space that you need to make. And that little voice that pops up sometimes can have a rest, can have a break. And everything will still be there when we go back to what we were doing or what we need to do. Continuing to take those nice big deep breaths in and those releasing breaths out. Setting your sankalpa, your intention for your practice today. What do you need more of in your life right now? And we don't need to think about whether it's practical or logical or whether it will happen or not. We're just sending it out there into the universe, what we need more of. And then the next inhalation, still keeping the eyes closed, raise your arms up, taking them out to either side, stretching up on an inhale. And as you are ready to exhale, you fold forward, taking your hands down to the mat in front of you. Gently pressing your palms into the floor, stretching out across your shoulder blades. Dropping your head, relaxing your neck. Bringing your chin all the way around and down to your chest. Letting the weight of your head just pull those back muscles very gently, giving them a stretch. And then keeping your chin to chest, come up to sitting again, just gently pulling your arms along, hands on the floor. And when you come up to sitting, bring your head up. We're going to warm up the neck a little today. So let's take chin to chest again. At this time, we're going to have the back nice and long and tall. Think about dropping your sit bones into the mat and being completely relaxed. And then folding chin to chest. Trying to keep your shoulders relaxed, but pressing the chin in so that you are activating your throat chakra, but also stretching out in the back. Either side of your spine, those long muscles. How far down can you feel the stretch? And we're going to draw a line with the chin, a nice arc as we lift the head. So very intentional. All your tension on your chin, drawing a line and coming up. So taking the chin up, letting your head drop back. And when you get to the furthest most point that your head is going to drop back, jutting your chin out to the ceiling. Again, activating the throat chakra, thyroid, what's left of the thymus, chin to ceiling. Really give your throat a nice stretch. And release. And bring your head back to center. Nice and slow, nice and gentle. So right ear to right shoulder. And let's keep the shoulders level. So try not to get the shoulders involved. It's just that movement coming from the head and neck. The right ear towards right shoulder. Stretching out on the left side. And you can stretch your left hand out if you want to intensify that stretch. And then if you want to change it up a little bit, you can just gently bring your chin towards your chest. Notice what's going on in your neck. And you notice how that stretch moves around to the back a little. And then lifting your chin, taking your chin a little higher, bringing that stretch into the front a little. And then coming back to where we started and then back to center. So bring that hand back and let's take left ear to left shoulder. Again, try not to let your shoulders join in this little movement. They need to stay where they are. But you can reach your right arm out if you like. Let's see if that intensifies the stretch for you. If you've been under a lot of stress and you've been busy, sometimes that can find itself sitting in the neck. So it's good to take some time to just gently warm up the neck. It's a great stress reliever as well. And the same thing, let's move the chin to chest a little bit. Nice and slow, noticing the muscles in your neck. And then bring your chin up and slightly up. Stretch that right arm away to give you a little bit more stretch on the right side. And then head back to neutral and back to center. Well done. Reach your arms forward and let's stretch forward. Clasp your hands. Keep that back nice and long. Keep your crown of the head up towards the ceiling and push forward. Think about separating your shoulder blades away from each other. Think about pulling the belly in towards the spine. So belly button moving towards your spine. Can you move a little further forward with those fingers? Round your back. Send your mid back out behind you. Stretching forward. And then gently coming back. Bring your shoulder blades together. Bring your arms back into their sockets. And then let's take the hands behind. So bring your hands behind you. And let's clasp again. So clasp your hands behind you and try and get your palms together, not just the fingers. So push your hands down, that will help. And then straighten and lift. And we're doing exactly what we were doing just now, but on the other side. So think about opening up your chest, stretching out your ribs, lifting your heart center. And it does help to lift the chin a little and raise your gaze. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Can you press them together as hard as you can? Lift your hands. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Can you lift your arms a little higher? If it's comfortable and if it's okay for you to do that, go ahead and do that. And release. Well done. So nice little shoulder warm up. So we're going to come from here into cat and cow. So quite intense on wrists and hands and shoulders. So hopefully we're nicely warmed up around the top. And we're going to get the hips and the spine going a little here as well. So with cat and cow, we're coming into a tabletop position. So bring yourself round. Now, lifting away from your wrists. So think about taking your mid-back, the space between your shoulder blades, up towards the ceiling. So lift your shoulders up, lift your back, while still keeping your back relatively straight. So head and neck in line with each other. And let's come into our lovely cow, taking your belly down towards the mat. Head comes up, wrists will feel a little bit more pressure here. So try and take that pressure off by squeezing your glutes, squeezing your thighs, using your core. And let's reverse. Let's come into cat. So same here, slow movements. Now go at your own pace. Sometimes if you slightly cup your hands, that can take some of the pressure off. Experiment with what works. So move with your breath. We're moving into cat by breathing out. Just think about lifting your belly button up towards the ceiling and breathing in to take your belly button down towards the mat. Make that movement, each movement as strong and as deep as you can, and slow it right down. Go at your pace, use your breath to take you in and out of cat and cow. Okay, last round. So one of each, wherever you are. This is a wonderful asana for a wonderful asana pair to get the spine lovely and mobilized and warmed up. And come into balasana. Take your big toes together, take your knees together, bring your heels together if you can. If they come out to the sides, let them come out to the sides. Take your heels, take your hips to your heels, reaching forward. Bring your elbows down to release your hands. So if it's okay for you, stay in balasana with your arms forward, or pose of humility. And think about stretching out under the arms. So we opened up and moved around the muscles in your shoulders. And now we want to give some attention to our underarms. Stretching forward. Think about pushing your shoulders down towards the mat. Getting that lovely connection between your belly and your thighs. And hips to heels. And gently bringing yourself back up to sitting. Coming up to sitting on your heels, we're going to do a little bit of a twist. So we've moved the spine this way, and now we're going to give it a little bit of a twist. So let's take ourselves over to the left. So left heel to right hip, and both sit bones on the mat. So make sure that you're really grounded. And then let's get that knee on the floor and bring the right leg over. So right leg over if you can, and right knee pointing up towards the ceiling. So just check where you are with that. Give your knee a little bit of a pull. Notice where the stretch is. Notice if you can keep that right sit bone on the mat nice and firmly. and sitting up tall. Okay, we're going to use the arms now. So stretch the left arm out. Right arm holds onto your right knee and helps you. We're opening up. So we're opening out to the side. And the last thing to move is the head. Move your head all the way around to the left. And then your gaze. So looking around as far as you can, as if you're trying to see something just out of view behind you. Have you got a little bit more twist in your spine? Are you lifting the crown of your head up towards the ceiling? Should be some engagement in the belly and the core here. And if you need to, you can grab hold of that knee a little bit more, or you can shove your elbow on the inside edge of your right knee and use it to help push yourself around just a little bit more. Go to where works for you. Don't forget to breathe. This isn't an asana where it's great. It feels wonderful to take great big deep breaths. So just nice, shallow, steady, even breaths is fine. And release your eyes, release your head, and release everything else. Come back to center. And let's swap around. Swap around. And sit bones on the floor. Trying to get that right foot just tucked in to the left hip. And the left foot nice and flat on the floor. If this is really quite a big twist, then you're always welcome to bring your leg just in front of your knee. It makes it easier for you to twist if you can stick it over the knee. And then again, up tall, think about the crown of your head lifting. And then we're going to stretch out with the right arm this time, all the way around, and then let the fingertips come to the floor. Left arm you can use your elbow to push yourself around, or you can hold, whichever works best for you. And sometimes something works and another time something else works. So it's always good to experiment and have a little try and see what's working and what doesn't feel so good. And then looking around to the right, don't forget to bring your eyes into this asana. Your drishti point is as far around as you possibly can. And remember to breathe. Lifting up tall, opening up your chest. Sending your heart center forward, keeping that left knee lifting towards the ceiling. And let's take one last breath here. And release. So eyes, head, neck, shoulders, torso, back to center. Let's come to Baddha Konasana. Bring yourself into Baddha Konasana. Bound angle pose. So soles of your feet together. Take some time to appreciate your feet here. Notice how lovely they are. All that work they do for you every day. And bring the soles of your feet to touch each other. Right from heel to your toes. And try and line up all your toes. Press your feet in together. And bring your heels in towards your body. So you can use your hands to drag them a little. Sitting up tall, your sit bone should have a lovely connection with the ground here. So think about feeling grounded, think about energy coming up from the earth. Think about breathing in and taking that breath all around your body. And at the same time, we're moving the knees down towards the floor. Opening up, stretching out all across the groin, all that important stuff in there that we need for our everyday healthy life. So lots of blood flow is good, and it's very helpful for the lymphatic system to be opening up and giving some attention to those important lymph nodes in the groin. So stretching out to the sides with the knees. And we're going to extend this posture by leaning forward. So we'll do it two ways. First way, we're going to keep a nice flat back. So pulling forward, thinking about keeping your back flat. So your chin is going forward and your heart center is going forward. We're not rounding in the back. We might not get very much movement here. And think about relaxing all the muscles in your thighs, in your hips. Sending your chin forward. Keeping the back long. Your gaze or your drishti point is just the floor in front of you, about a meter and a half in front of you. With every breath, think about relaxing all the muscles in your legs. And noticing which are the muscles that are restricting your movement here, which are the ones that are determined to stay strong and stay very engaged. So we're looking for strength, but we're looking for flexibility too. And then allow yourself to come back up. And this time we're going to fold forward, but we're going to fold forward with chin to chest and taking the crown of the head down towards the mat. A nice, beautiful rounding of the back like we were in our cat posture. So chin to chest, sending the mid back out, sending the lower back out behind you, and then gently bringing the crown of your head down towards your toes. So your drishti point is the tip of your nose here, chin towards chest, gently rounding, using your elbows and your arms to gently press into your shins or your calves, or sort of midpoint between them, your lower legs, taking the knees out to the side a little more. Come to where is comfortable, and then take your breath into the muscles that are not relaxing and ask them if they would like to relax a little bit. And they might say no today, but eventually they give a little. And then gently unfolding, coming up. Sitting. So we did a little bit of a forward bend. We're going to do a little bit of a back bend now. Let's take the legs out, come into Dandasana. So a nice staff pose, so toes up towards the ceiling, long across the soles of your feet, pressing the calves down into the mat, straightening your knees, keeping your legs even, a little space between, and letting your sit bones drop down into the mat. And from there, stacking up nice and tall, crown of your head lifting as always, and shoulders wide and relaxed. Think about slight engagement in your belly, bringing your belly button just a little tiny bit in, and lengthening through the sides of your body as well, being as tall as you can in your torso. And keep your drishti point just on your toes. Breathe. And notice if you're holding any tension in different areas of your body, and allow those muscles to relax. So we come from Dandasana into a lovely reverse plank. So hands pointing, so tiptoes, toes, tips of your fingers to your toes, mixing up with tiptoes, and lean a little bit back. Take your toes down towards the mat now, and as you do, if you can, take your hips off the floor. If that feels like too much pressure, extend and press your toes down, stretching through the tops of your legs, and lean back a little, bending the elbows. If you can, lift your hips up, coming into a reverse plank. Come all the way up and let your head drop back. And breathe, squeeze your glutes, lift your hips. Think about being strong in your shoulders and your upper arms and lifting your heart center up towards the ceiling. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way back down. We're going straight into Paschimottanasana or west facing pose. So inhaling up with your arms and exhaling, folding forward. Nice, easy forward bend. West facing pose. Let's fold forward, go forward as far as works for you. And let's hold there for a moment while you take a couple of breaths. So we've just come forward very easily. We haven't come forward with much thought. And we're going to put a little bit more structure into this. So as we inhale now, we lift, gaze at your toes, lengthen and straighten through your back. And as you exhale, folding forward a little further. Thinking about getting your torso to your thighs. Chin is lifted, but don't worry too much about rounding in your back. As you inhale, straighten and lift. As you exhale, fold a little further. And think about where the restrictions are for you today. Are they in your Achilles, in the backs of your calves, in your knees or thighs? What does it feel like it's in your hips or lower back? And as always, there's no judgment, there's no criticism. We're just noticing and appreciating and feeling grateful for all that we can do. So inhaling and exhaling. And inhaling and exhaling. Last one, last round. And then gently coming back up to sitting in Dandasana again, or staff pose. From here, we're going to come and do a little bit of side bending. So bring your left foot in, so left heel into groin, right leg forward, and stretch that right leg out. Make it as long as you can, and bring it out. So we've already warmed up for this. We're ready. We've done our Baddha Konasana. We've had both legs out to the sides. Now we only have one. So the left leg, we'll try and get that knee down towards the mat. Left heel right up into the groin, pressing into your thigh. So as if you were in Vrksasana or tree pose, pressing that foot into your leg and keeping your right leg nice and solid and firm and where it is. And at the same time, thinking about chest. So our chest is going to want to come out across and be in this V here. So come over and keep your shoulders in line with your hips. So you might feel a little bit of a twist going on there. And now we're going to slide the right leg down on an exhalation and allow ourselves to open up to the side and bring the left arm up. So you can bring your left arm up and then over, or you can just keep it up. Or if you prefer, you can bring it down, but I want you to try and keep your chest open out to the side. So where are we feeling this? All the way in the left hip, coming up the left side of the body, a little bit of a twist and a little bit of a stretch. You can bring your right elbow down to the mat. And breathe. And then let's come out. So gently bring the arm back down, then letting yourself slide up And let's swap sides. So nice and gentle and slow, but deep too, really deep and intense. So go gently, go carefully. Just being here, just practicing is so beneficial in itself. So just making ourselves space in the body, mind, and spirit. So again, sitting up nice and tall, keeping the shoulders aligned with the hips for now. And then we're going to slide down the left leg with the left arm and allow the right arm to come up. If you can, bring your elbow down to the mat or towards the mat on the inner edge of your left leg. You can press the back of your arm into your thigh or into the inside edge of your knee to give yourself a little bit more of a twist. And then think about that stretch all the way from your right sit bone up into your armpit and maybe even extending up into your wrist and your fingertips on the right side. Ground that right hip down, let it drop into the mat. And then gently coming up to sitting. Nice and slow. And we've been doing a lot of sitting, so let's come to standing. And let's go via a squat. So bring your feet in, bring yourself into a squat, any way that works for you. So you might be on heels and you might be up on toes, whatever works. There we go. So if you're up on toes, use your fingers to give yourself a little balance, but keep trying to take them off just to challenge yourself, a little challenge of balance. And if you are flat foot, try and bring yourself up to toes to give yourself a little bit of a challenge there. So whatever is easy for you, try and do the other one. So if you are up on toes, think about trying to get your heels down to the floor. And let's come to Malasana. So take the legs a little wider, bring your body between your legs, bring your elbows in to the side, inner edge of your knees, bring your hands to prayer position and squeeze your hands together and squeeze your elbows into your knees or inner edge of your knees. So again, like Patagonia, but a little different because we're suspended here. We're working on the hips. Well done. And then we're going to bring ourselves forward, stretch forward, reach round, give each leg a solo hug. So right arm's giving the right leg a hug and left arm's giving the left leg a hug. Think about lifting your pelvic floor. Think about lengthening through the neck and relaxing your jaw and your face if you happen to be holding any tension there. And release. And let's come up to standing, but let's come via chair. So bring yourself up and bring your legs together. And we're sitting back. That was all very speedy, wasn't it? Sorry, I didn't really give much of a lead up to that, but I'm sure you know Utkatasana and you're very familiar with awkward pose or chair pose. So sending your hips back, belly in towards the spine, very gently. Think about lengthening through under your arms and not forgetting to breathe. And hold. Well done. Can you come a little lower? Is that chair a little smaller? And then come up to standing. Well done. Take your arms as wide as you can and nice and slow to come back down. So let's come into another little balance. Let's come into Prasarita. So left foot down, left foot is our standing foot. Think about getting as much of the sole of your foot onto the floor as possible and feeling very strong in your left leg. And whenever we're doing any standing postures, we try not to lock the legs, so a little bit of a bend in the knee. Not that anybody will be able to see, but you will know, you will feel it. And we start off either with pressing the heel into spleen point 6 on the inside edge of your lower leg, and thinking about trying to get that knee nice and open and out to the sides, and not twisting the hips around to the sides. So you want to keep the hips level. In fact, one great way to do that is to put your hands on your hips so you can really feel if you start to go a bit wonky. So thinking about not so much balance here, but pressing into those right toes to lengthen through the whole of the sole of your right foot and pressing into that spleen point. It's an acupressure point in Chinese medicine. I do like to add in bits and pieces that I picked up along the way. So let's slide that foot up, not to the knee, just below the knee. So we're all the way along side of the foot. And again, thinking about taking that knee out to the side. And thinking about slow, easy, deep breaths as well. And with any of our balance postures, any postures for that matter, if you need to hold on to something around you, chair, wall, please go ahead and do that. And different days we need different things. So don't be shy to find props if you need them. And then let's slide that foot up, bringing it all the way. So now this is 3, but you're very welcome to stay with 1 or 2. Do what works for you. And it can be different on different days. And some days we're very steady, and other days we're wobbly as anything. And some days we're wobbly on one side and steady on the other. And sometimes we can work out why, and sometimes it makes no sense whatsoever. Very nice. So standing like a block of wood. Squeeze, standing like muscles, so your thighs are like wood. And then let's play with the arms. Take them out wide. That helps with balance. So does touching your tongue to the roof of your mouth, the tip of your tongue, pressing it hard into the roof of your mouth. Think about lengthening through the front of your body here. Quite often we can be a little tense in our upper body if we're balancing. So open up, make space between your sternum and your pelvis. The arms out to the side for balance. Arms up ahead. You feel like opening up under the arms. Whatever you feel like doing. Beautiful trees, well done. And if you come out, just gently come back again if you feel like it. Pick 1, 2, or 3. And reaching up, be as tall as you can. And we're going to slowly and gently come out. So keeping your gaze fixed on one point. Arms down. And then let's bring that leg down. Let's swap sides. Pressing the whole of the sole of your right foot into the floor now. And stretching up your left sole. Pressing those toes in. And then gently pressing your heel into that spleen point. I love coming into Vrksasana by step, because it gives us all an opportunity to stop at the step which we're feeling comfortable with that particular day. And it also allows us time to make sure that we've got our hips in the right place and that knee is really working slowly to come out to the side. Also keeping that standing leg not locked. Lengthening through the chest, through the body, lengthening through the sides of your body, keeping your shoulder blades beautifully relaxed and soft. And then let's come up to 2. Finding comfort, finding balance here. Noticing your thoughts and gently bringing yourself back to your body, back to your breath. when you find yourself engaging with things that are not right here, right now. Are you ready? Should we come up to 3? Bringing that leg right up, standing leg beautifully firm, not locked, just firm. Gosh, I've got the wobbles now. Don't look at me, I'll make you feel even wobblier. And knee out to the side. And then let's play with the arms. So stretching out, or up, or a combination. Lifting your chest, making space in the torso, keeping shoulders relaxed even if your arms are raised. Very lovely. Well done. And if you're a wobbly tree, then just you're a tree on a windy day. And then arms back, nice and slow. All the way down. And release. Take your legs wide. We'll come into Prasarita Padottanasana. Legs wide, toes pointing outwards, hands to hips. And we're doing a halfway fold. So send your hips back and bring your head forward. So head and neck and back in line. So you'll end up gazing at the floor below your face. Soft, unfocused gaze even. And then let's fold all the way. So folding, allowing yourself to tip forward, letting the crown of your head come down towards the floor, and letting any tension drain out of your face, out of your shoulders. Again, not locking the legs. So while we're here, come into the same position that we were in to begin with clasped hands. So bring your hands to your lower back, around your sacrum, clasp your fingers together, try and bring the heels of your hands together, if that works for you. And let's straighten and lift. Bring your fingers up towards the ceiling, if that works for you. And maybe even further around, if you have that range of movement today. We're going to lift to come out. So keep that nice bend in your knees. You're going to have to be really strong on legs here because I want you to keep your arms up. So lift, send your hands up to the ceiling. And then come up to standing. Arms are still lifted. And release. Allow your arms to come down. Give yourself a hug. So wrap your arms around yourself. So right hand on your left shoulder blade, left hand on your right shoulder blade, and gently pull. Legs are still wide. Gently hold onto your shoulder blades and pull forward, round your back. And gently allow your elbows to come down. And then release. Just a little bit of a counter pose with all that stretching with the arms. Very good. So let's come into a lunge, a little bit more thigh work. Take your left foot forward, right foot back. Hips are aligned with the narrow end of your mat, assuming that's the way you're looking. And let's drop, well, not really drop, but let's take the right knee down towards the mat, bending the left. So nice warrior one. So let's put warrior one arms in, stretching your arms up towards the ceiling and your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Right heel probably wants to come off unless you have a preference for turning your foot out to the side. It's up to you. We want to just get that lovely big opening here and a nice strong left leg. And of course, strong arms. Think about straightening your arms. Think about squeezing all the muscles in your arms. You're holding two great big swords aloft as you jump out of the ground to save the day. You're a warrior. You're a Virabhadrasana. This is warrior one, or Virabhadrasana one. Lift your chest, lift your heart center, and then bring your hands back down. Bring them to your thigh. Straighten up. Come to the floor and walk your hands around all the way till we're ready to do exactly the same on this side as we did on the other side. So bringing yourself up, bringing the knee to a bent position, lengthening, straightening that back leg, and dropping the hips down towards the floor. Well done. This is going to be our last dynamic pose. We're going to be coming down to our floor postures. Be strong. Think about being a warrior. And breathe. Use your breath here in warrior mode. Make your breath fierce, intentional, and deep. And hands to thigh again. Straighten up and bring yourself around to the front because we're going to finish with Prasarita Padottanasana. So legs are wide. Fold forward. Right arm to right calf or leg or foot. And left to left, wherever is comfortable. Just find that connection, find that contact. Wherever you want to hold on, just gently hold on. Bring your head all the way down. Let your head, neck, shoulders be completely relaxed. So we're enjoying all the benefits of an inversion here whilst keeping it a little bit more relaxed. Breathing slow and deep. And allowing gravity to do its work here. Think of this as an opportunity to feed your brains, feed your face, all the nutrients that it requires, that they require. And bring your hands to the mat in front of you. Walk your legs in. Bring yourself into easy forward bend. Uttanasana. So in Uttanasana, you can allow yourself to just be completely relaxed. So floppy arms, completely relaxed in your head and neck, shoulders. Or if you wish, you can clasp your hands behind your knees, behind your calves. And as you gently draw your hands further down, you'll pull yourself in towards your legs. And we're coming back into that squat that we started it. Well, we didn't really start, it was midway through, wasn't it? So come back into your squat. Well done. And then we're coming down to sitting. So take yourself down to the mat to sit. And sitting up nice and tall. We're back in our starting place. And we're going to do a little bit of breath work here before we come into our prone lying down poses. So close your eyes. And let's breathe in through the nostrils and out through the mouth. As you breathe in, lengthening through the spine as you breathe out, softening through your shoulders. Taking that softness into your arms, into your heart center. And as you breathe in, bringing that length and expanding and making space. Just 3 more breaths. I would like you to try and make your in breath for a count of 4 and your out breath for at least 6. As you breathe in, just count and see where you get to. And as you breathe out, add on 1 or 2 counts. We're trying to breathe deeply and evenly, but at the same time, not make it too forced. Well done. So we're coming down to our prone positions, supine positions, even. Sitting up tall, hug your knees into your chest, take your heels off the mat, and find that balanced place, balanced space. Back is still straight, and lean back so your arms are stretching out from your elbows and your shoulders. And then we're going to come down to lying on the mat. So roll down if you want. If you'd like to do a couple of rolls backwards and forwards, or if you feel like just coming down to the mat. As you are, you can unfold and bring yourself down to the mat. When you're down on the mat, bring your knees into your chest and give yourself a hug. So squeeze your legs in. Squeeze a little tighter and a little tighter still. Think about using the surface of your thighs to give your internal organs a nice massage. And release. Take your arms out to the sides. Make sure that your shoulders are beautifully resting on your mat, fully touching the left and right shoulder blade, and then take your knees over to the right side. The left shoulder will maybe move along the floor, but try and keep it anchored to the floor. And then when you're ready, take your head over to the left side. Another lovely twist. Remembering to breathe as deeply as you're able to in this position. And then head back to center. When your head's back to center, then bring your knees back to center. And then all the way over to the other side. And head over to the opposite side. Shoulders both on the mat. And bring your head back to center first, and then your knees. Close your eyes, wrap your arms around your knees, your shins, and give yourself a hug. Well done for bringing yourself to your practice, to give yourself time to make space and let go. Release and bring yourself into Shavasana. So Shavasana, take your legs a little away from each other. Take your arms a little away from your body. Leave space around you. Let your feet drop in or drop out, pressing down into the back of your head. Lift your shoulders off the mat and then lay them down, taking up as much space as they need. Allow the palms of your hands to be facing up towards the ceiling. Arrange your hips in a way that's comfortable. So maybe lifting one and then placing it down, and then lifting the other and placing it down, and then lengthening through the legs. Inching your heels away so that your legs are long. And the same with your arms. Taking your arms into their longest possible position. And then allowing your body to relax. Be comfortable. If there's a time when you feel any kind of discomfort, you've got an itchy nose or you need to move, go ahead and move. There's no prizes for staying still in Shavasana. The more you practice, the more you'll quickly drop into that space, into that feeling of ease. But if that's not how you're feeling, then address whatever it is that's bothering you. And if lying on your back is for some reason not comfortable, you're always welcome to lie on your side or come up to sitting. The only thing that I really prefer you do is to keep your eyes closed. So find your comfort, find your easy, comfortable breath here, in and out. Take your breath into your belly. Try and make your belly dome up as you fill up your chest with air. And as you release and let go of that breath, soften your belly, feel your rib cage coming back down towards the floor. And as you breathe in, lengthening through the sides of your body, taking that breath right up under your shoulder blades, into your collarbones. And as you release, sinking a little deeper, letting yourself relax. Letting the floor, the mat, wherever you are, let it support you. Ground literally has your back. And as you breathe in, feel that you're drawing up energy from the earth into every little part of your body, especially the parts that need it most. So thinking about any areas that you want to take that breath to, any areas of tension or any areas that need a little more attention. And as you breathe out, letting go, making space. With every in-breath, drawing in light and warmth and energy and love and space. And with every out-breath, letting go, letting yourself sink a little deeper, letting your muscles soften, relaxing your feet, relaxing your calves, relaxing your knees, relax your thighs, relax your hips, relax the whole of your pelvis, relax your belly, relax your chest, relax your hands, relax your wrists, relax your forearms, relax your elbows, relax your upper arms, and relax your shoulders. Relax your throat, relax your neck, relax your jaw and your chin, and relax your mouth. Relax your nose, your cheeks, and relax your ears. Relax your eyes. And relax all the muscles around your eyes, across your forehead. And relax your scalp. Feel that the whole of the back of your body is soft and heavy and completely at ease. And feel that the whole of the front of your body is relaxed and soft and completely at ease. As you breathe in, taking that breath to every little part of your body. And as you breathe out, letting go of anything that no longer serves you. Putting down anything that you're carrying that you no longer need to be carrying. Making space, making opportunities for wonderful, new, beautiful things to come into your life. Breathing easily and gently and comfortably. Keeping your eyes closed, gently bring yourself to lying on your right side. Stay on your right side now, just for a moment, taking a few breaths. Noticing your circulation, your heart beating. Noticing your peaceful breath. Noticing the space that you've created for yourself. And keeping your eyes closed, gently bringing yourself up to sitting. Coming back into Sukhasana. Easy cross-leg pose, keeping your eyes closed, taking your movements very slowly and gently. Honoring that space that you've created in your mind, body, and spirit. And deciding what it is that you want to fill that space with. Being selective about what you do and don't allow to take up space in your mind. And keeping space in your body by moving, by stretching, by honoring every little part of you. And learning and trying to love the parts that you love the least. Gently bringing your hands together at heart center. And drop your head. Bring your chin to your chest. Let's stretch the back of the neck again as we did right at the beginning. And think about your sankalpa. Think about your intention for this practice and whether it's still the same intention that you have going forward. And think about how you're going to manifest that in your life. Taking a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, gently opening your eyes, looking at your fingertips, pressing your right hand into your left and your left hand into your right, feeling that strength across your shoulders and in your arms and noticing how strong you are. And on an in-breath, gently bringing your head back up to center. And as you breathe out, namaste. Thank you very much for joining this practice, joining yourself together in this practice, mind, body, and spirit, all in one place. And I will love you and leave you. See you next week.
Thanks so much, Kate. That was wonderful.
Oh, well, I will talk to you.
It was wonderful.
Oh, are you all right, Emma? I'll stop
Well,
recording.
yeah. I mean, I can't believe it. It basically